I thought that if I pretended to have energy at this time of the morning, I might actually feel like I have some energy. Good morning. Oh, hold on, we've reached the part where I'm very silent, so hold on. Show fonts. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
This has to go quicker. Okay. I only have an hour to draw it.
Okay.
Can you see that? Is that
sufficient? Yeah.
It's video game violence.
Actually, that's pretty much what the script is.
Pretty much it, actually, yeah. It's a classy audience.
Click here to increase the size of your font.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Here, no, we're just gonna get through this. I can't hear what you're saying, you monster. No, not what you could.
See? Okay, that's not necessary. Just get through it. And this is actually true. I don't see the 3D effect apparently like everyone else does.
Isn't that sad?
I know, right? It's not necessary.
Don't worry, no. The script expresses that exact sentiment, actually. Oh, no, it's not HTML, this is JTML. It's new. It's really awesome, we're gonna be using it all.
Styrkios?
It's Greek. You asked me if I wanted a stool, and I said it could be like PA1 storytellers. And I could just tell you about all the incredible journeys I've had that brought me here. But that's probably not going to happen. Is my voice sufficiently sultry? Like, has it reached that threshold? Oh, hi. Hello, appealing wife. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. There's a lot of other people. Are there lines? Are there lines and microphones? There are not?
Wow, just start talking.
It's okay. I'm gonna hold forth. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point to hands. Oh, damn, that might happen fast. That's true sorcery. I created human beings.
There's magic everywhere.
Indeed. Indeed. You're wrong. There is. You're not wrong. How can I help you?
I'm curious. Comic influences, and I mean comedy influences. Clearly you both have them, you know, sight gags, written gags. Who do you like? Where does it come from?
Man, I think as far as right now, in terms of like whose sort of delivery and like mechanical humor construction I really like is probably Louis C.K. There's something really, I mean, humorists often have that role as sort of truth tellers, like they have that sort of like shaman aspect to their personality. But just the way that he puts it together is so genuine. It really works for me. It at its best, like I guess the kind of humor that appeals to me is humor that feels like my own thought. And I feel like he has a way of communicating my thoughts to me, which is a pretty good trick.
And Gabe?
I grew up watching a lot of Kids in the Hall. I would say a big part of my sense of humor probably comes from that.
That era.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's fine.
Hi, I'm Brady with the unofficial PAX community DVD. I can hardly hear myself. Bit of an echo. What we do is we take footage from PAX as much as we can gather, make free DVD ISOs out of them, and distribute them online.
Which is awesome.
We have a website, www.paxcommunitydvd.net. Yeah, you can go on there and download all of our previous releases completely for free.
That's rad.
Thank you. But our big thing is that we have a video submission section and a flipper pool, both in the top bar on our site. You literally go into the video submission section, enter your YouTube URL, and we've got it. And we would love to see what all you folks here, photos, videos, whatever, what all you folks get here at PAX, we would love to put it on our DVD.
PAXcommunitydvd.com.
.net.
Actually, not com.
Yes.
Please
And,
com.
we just finished something actually. My lovely assistant here has something special for you guys. This is our unofficial PAX East 2010 community DVD set. 10 discs, a little
Holy
less.
S.
10 minutes shy of 26 hours of content.
So this is a robust product.
Anyone who wants it can come and
5 hours, just the people going into and coming out of the bathroom.
So on our website, come get it. It's got labels, but we made these special for a few people at PAX. We'd like to give you guys one.
I'm gonna come get one right now. Hold on, is me getting this DVD gonna be on the next DVD? Like, are we in some kind of a chrono loop? Okay. Alright, thanks, man.
Hello. I saw you yesterday, Jerry, a few times. I talked to you a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention, it's probably already been said, but Mike, happy anniversary.
Well, thank you very much. She's sitting right there.
Hey, I was wondering if you guys had some recommendations for things I should be checking out in the exhibit hall or the tabletop area?
Oh, that's easily done. Have you seen, do you already play Monday Night Combat? Have you ever played that?
Yeah, you recommended it last night for this, and it was amazing.
Well, they have a really crazy new map. That sort of, the idea, from talking to them, I guess the idea is that there was this early, like a golden age of Monday Night Combat, but all of those arenas are all like broken down now. And so it's like playing Monday Night Combat as some kind of decrepit carnival. Like it totally works. It's awesome. But have you seen Fez?
No, not yet. Is it good?
Go see Fez. Yeah, it's at the Trapdoor booth. See Fez and Warp. Those are the ones that, I mean, that really stood out to me. I saw that was some pretty amazing stuff.
Thank you.
No sweat.
So,
Yeah.
at PAX Prime, this is pre-season 2 of the show, I asked Mike if he had a replacement for the Hannah Montana ball, and we've seen some things since then.
Lesser balls?
Yes. Now, I happened to be at a Toys R Us recently, and something caught my eye. And
Really?
Mike, I was wondering if you'd like a brand new Hannah Montana ball.
Wow, I certainly would. Why is it so little?
What were
I
you
don't-
doing to
I
this
don't-
ball in the interim?
You know, I tried to get inspired like you do. It didn't really work, but
I would
what's left of
certainly
it, I would
love-
like to
yeah.
give to you.
Thank you so much.
Here, he's so busy. I will pass it on. Thank you, sir. Firm. That's the word I would
ball.
use. Here, I'll put it here on this custom ball cozy.
Hi guys.
Yo.
One of my favorite parts about Peter Arcade is watching you, Mike, evolve as an artist. I've always enjoyed that.
Thank you.
And one thing I identify with you, Jerry, is from time to time you'll mention in a news post or it'll come up in a comic that your mom growing up maybe didn't approve so much of your chosen entertainment with Dungeons
Yeah,
and Dragons.
she gets it
video
now.
games.
She
Yes.
came to PAX.
That's very cool.
She feels like it's okay.
But there might have been some, aspersions of evil, maybe some demonization going on. In the
Literal,
past.
you say demonization as a euphemism, but she
No.
thought there were literal demons.
Right. No, I get that.
Like in the book. Like, I don't understand how that works.
See, that's why I get you.
They just jump out. I mean, I don't know.
So I grew up in a
They're really thin. I guess they're just thin. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
You're funnier than me, so just keep going on.
Go for it.
I grew up in a fundamentalist religion, and unfortunately, it practices excommunication.
Oh, no.
And my mom and my
No.
baby brother no longer talk to me. And I actually had a weird experience last week.
Listen, we can help.
I'm actually not really that bitter about it, but it's sometimes just kind of trippy, and I'll get to that. But like last year at PAX, I was talking to a group of gamers, and the religion thing came up. And one of the group was also a former, or no, he was a current member, and he found out I was a former, and he like turned around and just walked off.
What? But he was here?
I know, which his elders would
What
not
a
be happy about.
jackass.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
What?
anyway, so this is sometimes hard to contextualize, and I'm a gamer. So what I
Yeah.
did is I made a game about what it was like to grow up and be in that. And
You were a king.
I would like to give you a copy of that.
I want to take your copy of that.
All right, thanks.
Wow.
No, it's okay.
Holy, Jane McGonigal will be so proud of him. I don't know if you saw our keynote. It was bragging.
Hey guys.
Yo.
This is PAX number 7 in a row for me.
Wow.
And I told you guys, I think it must be a year and a half now, they kind of all blend together, that I didn't have any more questions for you. But I have one now.
It came back.
Yes, I've been enjoying PAX a lot, but there's one thing I've always found that's missing. You guys, your main communication is mirth via JPEG. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our vector.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a great writer and a great artist here. Out in this crowd, we have many aspiring writers and artists. Why do we not have a artist land to go with the band land? More panels to do with writing, to do with webcomic creation, to do with art.
Oh, it's a great idea. I mean, what you have to understand is that I think part of the reason that PAX succeeds is because so many of the panels are attendees submitted. I mean, you can actually be the agent of this panel.
I tried. I submitted the panel
When did you submit it?
for this con
How close to the show?
2 months before the deadline.
That seems like a pretty good amount of time.
I thought so personally,
Yeah.
but
No, that
it
seems
got
good.
rejected.
So you want to get in on this art aspect. So not game focused,
Absolutely.
not
No,
game
no, not
focused,
game fo- there
but
are
a
lots of
community
people
art
here. Yeah,
aspect.
absolutely. There's actually a sketch jam going on at 6 o'clock today in the downstairs cafeteria area. Yeah. So there are people here that want to do it. There's a good forum area that has tons of talented artists. We need more of that at PAX.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And I have something.
What?
Now, yesterday, I believe you were given a bag of coffee, correct?
That did happen
Was it roasted?
thoroughly.
That is stupid. You are learning to roast. What I have right here for you is something very special. There is, let me explain to you, there is a small village in northern Ethiopia. Yes.
All the best stories start
Yes.
this way.
Outside of this village, there's a plantation run by about 5 farmers and their families. This coffee is only sold in the market at that town and another town. I'm serious. I'm
No,
dead
I believe
serious.
you.
This coffee was bought at that market from one of the farmers' wives, and there's a half pound of Ethiopian here. But before I give it to you, you need to understand how to roast it, because you don't want to ruin this.
No. I'm a
Okay.
roasting champ.
You are?
I have a Baymore 1600 drum roaster.
Yes, I know. And I read your tweet about how something you produced was, liquid evil.
Listen, that was bad. But I'm learning.
Okay, you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay, then-
I will not harm these beans.
Okay, then you can have them.
These beans will not come to harm by me. Thank you. That's awesome. It was actually my 3rd roaster. Respect me. Respect me.
Hi guys.
Hey there.
I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hello.
I have a question and a wish, actually.
A witch?
A witch?
Yes. My question is, do you guys feel a certain obligation to your fans, especially at PAX? And if you do, how do you think that changes your relationship with your fans from other entities?
From other organisms?
Yes.
Let's see.
An obligation, like, to what?
Like, if you're having, a good time looking at something
Oh.
at PAX and somebody comes over
Oh.
and is like, I don't mean to bother you, but...
Oh, that doesn't bother me at all.
That doesn't bother me. Yeah, I guess that's an obligation.
No, I mean, seriously, what kind of a jackass would start a convention where people who were enthusiastic about their work were likely to come?
Well, I didn't want to pigeonhole you.
Well, no. I mean, it's just, I think that there's a certain extent, is when you grow up sort of feeling ostracized, you don't really get over it. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a part of you that is going to tell you in very direct language that you are insufficient. And we haven't lost it. Like, we can come to PAX, we haven't lost it. So if a person comes up to me and likes what we do, I am there for that person. Like, there's never a hierarchical threshold thing. Like, and I suspect that voice is not unique to my own psychology. I suspect that we hear that from time. I suspect that we hear that from time to time.
And my wish, I was wondering if Mike could make me the best girlfriend ever and sign on the book next to your signature for my boyfriend, please. At the end, I know you're drawing.
I can do that.
Yeah, easily done.
Awesome. Where should I leave this for you?
Here, just give it to Jerry. Jerry, go get this book.
I can do a very good approximation of his signature, actually. Thank you. I use it on
That's not
checks.
true.
Thank you.
Hi. Since we're on the subject of violence today, I was wondering whatever happened to the watch.
God, you know what? We actually have to wait for PAX for someone to tell us what happened to the watch. That is an ancient tradition, and sometimes we lose track of that device. Poker, okay. Does anybody know? Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a little better in
I can fit it in.
eyes.
No, here,
That just
listen.
seems rude.
We can answer this question for you right now. We will
Who
put a
do
watch.
we think had it?
Flip a coin.
Well, let's say that Tycho had it
Let's
because
say that
it'll.
Tycho had it.
We're just gonna reset retcon.
And then I'll put it on Gabe's wrist.
We're just gonna take this. We're gonna take this shit to the hoop. We solve problems, people. We solve problems. Oh, it's our friend. How are you? Oh, listen, I learned new Scottish words last night.
Okay,
You want to hear?
okay.
Hang on a second. These are really cool. You won't believe it.
I can't wait.
Oh man. I don't know what happened to him. Oh no, weesht.
Yes. Schusterwicht.
Schusterwicht, it means go shut up.
Yes.
Schusterwicht means shut up.
Yes.
But like really shut up, like shut up now.
Well, it's the kind of thing your gran would say.
Okay. Oh, and I also learned slake it. It could be from another part. Maybe she was fucking with me.
You mean sleek it?
Sleek it.
Yes.
I mean sneaky. Listen, that is a word that sounds sneaky. I live for this shit.
Well, most words are kind of onomatopoeic.
Yeah, I
what they
know.
mean.
I know, right?
Yes.
Like crisp.
And sponge.
Well, listen, I think we've had a lot of fun so far. But if there's anything else you want to talk about.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question, but
Yeah.
first I wanted to say something to Mike, because everyone's very filled with praise for your writing, rightly so, but I just wanted to say that I would consider myself a writer, or at least amateur, but every single time I come to the Make a Strip panel, I get really behind on my writing because I can't stop drawing.
Nice.
That is
Which
good to hear.
Very inspiring. But my question is just wanted to hear your contribution on the arguments for game as art.
Oh.
I didn't hear the question.
Well, she wants to hear our contribution to the ongoing argument about games as art.
Oh, I don't even consider it an argument. I think it's ridiculous. The idea that you could have 100 artists working on something for 3 years and their product would not be art. I don't understand the math.
Well, and this is something we've talked about before, where it's like, okay, so you have an artist make a model, and then you have textures, and then you have a composer. I mean, this is art on top of art, on top of art, on top of art. It's all arts, for all the arts in a pile. I think it's okay if this is not even, for us, this isn't even a discussion. Like, it's a silly thing. Like, there's got to be something else to discuss.
I don't know.
I'm sure we can talk about different words at length. Oh, hey, what's the URL for your documentary about?
Oh, that was ages ago.
Yeah, I know, but these people might not have seen it, and it's really cool.
It's www.participatemovie.com.
Participatemovie.com. It's about participatory culture. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Oh, hey. We saw each other just 8 hours ago in the middle of the night at the.
And you were incredibly gracious, just like the woman on the other side said.
Oh, you are handsome.
Thank you for being on.
How can I help you?
I have 2 questions. So the first one is, whenever you guys talk about your job, you treat it very kind of like disparagingly. We just make some JPEGs and upload them to a server.
Yeah.
But you guys have been at this for over a decade. You've probably created more, written and drawn content than lots of other creators in other fields.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, obviously your work means a lot to the people who come to this convention. So I'm curious, is that really how you feel about it?
Oh.
Or is it more of like a coping mechanism with, dealing with the insanity of what Penny Arcade has sort of become?
Well, I mean, I think that it still comes back to that voice, is that you don't stop being damaged. Like, just because something good happens to you at some point in a linear continuum, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't negate these other things. And the fact of the matter is that we don't feel like we're never going to be done learning this process. And so for us, we're always in the middle. We're always so far away from what we think we can accomplish. I mean, that's absolutely true. Now, there are times, it would be ridiculous for me to say that it had not succeeded like as a business and that it didn't communicate to people. But our objective is far greater.
Excellent.
No, I think that we have...
Pax Luna. To the stars. Right.
We really just try to focus on making JPEGs and uploading them.
One JPEG at a time.
That's all. That's what we look at.
Well, it works amazingly well, so.
Yeah, and to the extent that, we ever actually realize what has happened, we try to forget it right away. You know what I mean? We try not to dwell on that, because it's always, as I often say, we often feel like there is a spell quality to it that there's no good can come from analyzing it, right?
Right. Okay, and my second question is, I'm a huge fan of Epic Legends of the Hierarchs.
The Elementor saga.
That's right. You know, read the book, watched Whiz Bits. I was in a couple of failed RPG campaigns, you know.
It happens.
And you guys have done a lot of really great like fan work in that, you know.
Yeah. In that context.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, will we ever see any more of it? I mean, I know that you created the amazing wiki, which I was delighted to see, and putting some of that stuff in print in the latest book.
Yeah,
So I'm curious, will we see any more of it, maybe even in an official capacity?
No, you know what's funny is that we made the Rise of the Hierarchs, the Epic Legends of the etc. And then we made almost immediately we made another work that was like a parody of that work, which is called the Song of the Sorcelator. And for some reason we like the parody of the parody better. Like for some reason because that's where you get Wolfoids and Wand Claws and Lamborghinis, you know what I mean? Like for some reason.
And Grim Shadow.
Grim Shadow. And the Witchalocks, you know what I mean? Like it's like as soon as you get, it's like we made that first part, but the Epic Legends of the Hierarchs is about, it cuts it very close. Like it just tries to say this side of parody. And the Sorcelator stuff is just batshit. And so that's fun for its own reason. I'll tell you. Yeah. I'll tell you what's weird. Yeah. Yeah. The idea of the
like this is the worst thing I've drawn.
The idea of the Elementor saga, right, is that sort of Tycho gets this job to write, like to make the backstory for some game. You know what I mean? And that's, I'm actually doing that. like I actually, via some mystical process, like I'm actually doing world building and backstory writing for Scrolls, and I'm trying my hardest not to make it bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this has actually happened. Like, I have foreseen this path for myself, and it does not end well. So I'm trying to make it legitimate, or as legitimate as I can possibly make it.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm saying is that
it's worse when there's two, right?
Essentially what I'm saying is if there's ever a comic book or perhaps even a novel, I would be delighted to.
Day one is what you're saying. Day one purchase.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Yo.
The thing I love most about your panels is that you guys are hilarious.
Oh.
Like it's just the Q&A. It's just we're cracking up all the time.
I'm glad. I'm glad to be of service.
You guys could go into stand-up or something if the whole drawing, writing, business thing doesn't work out, or you sell it a second, third time. I lost track. Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay. So I was thinking if you guys could think of a question you wanted someone to ask you, and then ask the other person it, if that would work. But think of a question you want to ask yourself, and then ask the other person.
Like I would think of a question to ask me, and I would ask it to him.
Correct.
What?
But wouldn't he know the answer already?
Yeah, but he doesn't know what you'd say. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it won't work.
This is a rich tapestry.
Leave away.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I got nothing for him.
Oh. No, but you're supposed to ask it for you, and then ask
Oh,
for
right,
him.
it's for me.
Yeah.
No.
That's the point. Because you have nothing for him.
But what is your favorite word?
What's my favorite word?
Yeah, you have to have one. Is it just brownie?
I don't think of word. I don't think about words. They're not a big deal to me.
Oh, you didn't even look. I don't even care about words. Okay.
Yeah, it would. It would probably be dick. I guess.
It's borne out.
I think
it's borne out. It's borne out in the work.
And Mike needs to ask him.
It's not gonna happen, dude.
Oh.
I just don't care enough about him to ask him anything. Like, let's see. What did you have for breakfast?
A banana.
Fascinating.
Okay, sorry, just haven't talked to a comic strip yet, but I have to say, go for the eyes, Gabe. Go for the eyes.
He did. He literally
Do
did.
we think it's funnier if Gabe has his eyes closed and is looking through Tycho's eyes, or if he has his eyes like
they have
crazy
to be closed.
open? Okay, let's try wide open.
He's sort of like looking through the optic nerve.
Or closed. Or squinting.
No, you guys did it. You guys brought that one to life. Now. Now we're ready.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, Mike.
Oh, I will. Just be patient.
In due time.
My name is Esther.
Hi, Esther.
and This is my first PAX.
Oh, welcome.
I'm a big fan. I have 2 questions. The first one is for Jerry. He actually asked it to Mike, which is, what is your favorite word?
I really do think it is crisp. Like it's so compact, and you learn everything you want to know about it right there. And some words, as you may be aware, kind of have a taste. You know what I mean? Like the act of saying them is an interactive thing, and it's something for you to mouth experience. And I don't know, crisp. I like crisp. I often say that.
Have you had crisps? That's not my second question.
Crisps? You mean like chips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like the chips that are called crisps. There are actual chips called crisps.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, well, you should.
Yeah? Listen, you'd like them the most. This is an incredible chip.
Okay, and my second question is, I'm a big fan of the 4th panel series that you guys
sure.
do. Because watching the creative process is very interesting, and it looks too easy, almost.
Does it? Wow.
I was wondering if both of you could talk about the difficulties of the creative process.
Well, I'd say that the truth is that they just don't show the videos where we just sit in there for 3 hours and don't make anything.
No, and listen, we have done that. That's the worst. I mean, we have had them in there. It's like, it's one thing if we're just there and we can't come up with anything, and we're like, okay, this is it. That's it. That's no more Penny Arcade. It's gonna be, that's on us that we did that, or didn't do it, as the case may be. But it's very different when you have writer's block and there are 3 people with you cataloging the process. You are the worst fucking kind of monster. It is horrible. And so we have done that. I mean, we have had 4th panels. God, I wonder if we can get him to cut one of those up where we didn't make one.
Yeah.
Like seriously, to do a 14-minute 4th panel where we just shift uncomfortably from one side to the other. I mean, would that make you feel better? Because I mean, I think the 4th panel stuff is interesting. I mean, it's interesting even to me, like, because you're not aware of it while you're doing it, right? But at the same time, I think it's valid and useful to express how challenging that can be. And in fact, in season 1, the very last 4th panel, where we more or less give up. You know what I mean? That's cataloged. I mean, you can see that right in that strip. I mean, they must have cut an hour of silence out of that thing. You know what I mean? But I think, and that's why we showed that one. That's why we have that one there. But I think that there's probably some value in just showing a complete failure to create. You know what I mean? Because that's real. I mean, that's just as real. That's just as real as the other ones. You know what I mean? In fact, it's intensely more real.
All right, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Hi, hello, Mike.
Hey.
I saw you draw a Dick Wolf at Prime, so I was wondering what would look like a female Dick Wolf.
No, see, hold on. Hold on. So, I'm going to tell him what I said. I was trying to think of a way to sort of make things better.
An olive branch.
An olive branch.
This is his fucking idea.
I came into Jerry in the morning and I was like, you know what? Problem solved. I have a solution. And he looked at me, he's like, really? Wow, what are we gonna do? I said, I got a comic idea, totally gonna solve the whole thing. And he goes, what? Vagina wolves.
Can you draw one for me?
I'd be happy to.
Oh. Michael. No. Hold on. Can you see my dad face? Do you see how I say Michael?
I'm doing it.
With the emphasis.
I gotta think about it for 1 second.
Draw only part. Just draw the vagina. Don't draw the whole wolf.
Well, I'd be disappointed if it's only a part of it.
Oh.
No. I drove all the way back from Montreal for that, you know?
Michael.
Oh my God.
No.
No.
My wife is shaking her head. I'm stopping.
No, that's all you get. God. Tony.
See? All better.
It's not me. I have my shit together.
Hi guys.
Yo.
I was here.
Merci beaucoup.
I was here yesterday and I followed a moist slit with food.
It's not moist slit, it's slit moist.
Slit moist? Shame and degradation upon me.
Okay, my wife didn't like that either.
So now I follow a vagina wolf and asking and talking to Mike about his art. My girlfriend
My
is...
arts.
Yeah.
Plural.
Yeah, arts. My girlfriend's a huge fan of yours, and she asked me to come up here with a sketchbook.
Ooh. Oh.
And wondered if you would draw her Wonder Woman. Not now, because you're doing that thing.
But you know how that
I'm
works,
doing
right?
This thing. But when I can draw Gabe with like the Wonder Woman crown. I mean, I don't really.
Honey?
Yeah.
It's Gabe. It's Gabe with bracelets.
With
and
the bracelets,
and
yeah.
the lasso.
And the tiara.
Yeah.
Also, she'd like to know what Wacom tablet you're using.
This is
You have to flip it over.
an Intuos model PTK 840.
There you
Intuos
go.
4. He seems to like it.
So
Yeah, I've tried Cintiqs before, and I just can't get the hang of them. I don't know why this is easier than actually drawing on a screen.
Yeah, drawing on something that doesn't show what you're drawing, like he did for his entire life, is for some reason something weird. Yeah, no problem.
Hi.
Yo.
Jerry,
Yeah.
you just mentioned this a moment ago, but you have been tapped, summoned, invoked by Notch of Minecraft fame.
It's true.
To do lore and whatnot for
Yeah.
his new game.
I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually.
That would be great to hear about. What? How did that happen? And
Somebody else asked me this. I wish that there was a thing where, I was like the seventh son of a seventh son, and you know what I mean? Like, he sent me an email. It's like, and then the conversation was sort of wide-ranging. I asked about the game. I wanted to know about the mechanics and stuff, and I wanted a big pile of art. And then I said, so what is it you want me to do exactly? And they're like, we want you to write it. And I that was not enough information for me. But what eventually became clear is that they wanted to develop a game, and they didn't have a lot of it's like that's not the part that they were excited about. They wanted to do the part that they thought was fun. And for me, this is the part that I think is fun. So it works pretty well.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
So good.
I've come a long way. I'm from Australia.
Thank you, thank you.
Just curious if you guys have heard about the censorship debate that Australia's been having.
Yeah, it seems like it's much more pronounced in Australia.
Well, for example, we're not getting Mortal Kombat, which is, I know, it's I just wondered
Being able to grip a man's spine and retrieve it is a constitutional right.
But I
cold.
was wondering if you guys had an opinion on the censorship of video games in other regions, and if you guys had ever actually experienced any censorship yourselves.
Man, it's hard to say, because censorship, yeah, it's hard to know, because people have different ideas about what constitutes, it's like, there's people disagreeing with things, and then there's like censorship, and then there's like, imagine like with the Dixie Chicks, right? So they made this CD, and then they said something on stage, and people didn't like it, so then they were destroying. So then, their stuff was being put into bonfires and burned and stomped and stuff. That's mean, but it's not really censorship. I mean, you can still print the CD and sell it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the situation that you have there is much more specific, where the work is not even available. It isn't specific, it isn't unavailable to a specific class of the citizenry. It's literally not available in your country. And that's we don't have that.
We haven't had that problem.
Yeah, we don't have that yet. They're trying, but we don't have that yet. So it's hard. It's awfully hard for me to wrap my head around that idea. I think that there's probably a lot I don't know about Australia.
So, do you guys have an opinion on the fact that we don't get this sort of stuff, or?
I think it's unfortunate. I'm gonna play it.
But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, we don't think that the answer to bad art or what is considered socially unacceptable art is less art.
Yeah.
We feel like the solution to almost any problem, and maybe this is just our artiness, we feel like the solution to almost any problem is more art. If you feel like there's a piece of art or a work that doesn't communicate your values, the onus is on you to create that work. And getting rid of that work doesn't create a situation where people don't want to pull out spines. I think we've been pulling out spines for a long time, or at any rate, imagining we were doing it. And I don't think that's the solution. I don't think that actually solves the problem of offensive media.
I really hope that back home they hear you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello there.
Hello.
You can add me to the list of people who really loved Rain Slick Precipice.
Oh, thank
and
you.
Thought it was phenomenal.
Thank you. The games. The first two
chapters,
games.
The written,
Oh, the chapters.
The written
Okay.
chapters.
Thank you so much.
I love the games too, but I
Ugh.
wanted to point out the chapters.
You're so I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate that. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if we do, it's very scary for me to work without Mike. Like, if it wasn't for Mike, I wouldn't have the impetus to create most of the work that I do. And part of it is that we have a good working relationship, and part of it is that if something is bad, I can blame it on him. And I'm sure that he feels the same way. Like, we're both sort of indemnified from our creative excesses because we can always blame it on the other person. But with Precipice, there was no net, as they say in the circus. It was pure terror every time I wrote a sentence. So
Wow.
I really appreciate that.
It was worth it. I have two questions. First one, what was your process for writing it?
Oh man, in my mind, I was trying to create the perfect ad mixture of Mark Twain and H.P. Lovecraft. So I wanted something that had an element of horror, of an overarching horror, and of a fundamentally unjust universe. But I wanted there to be a sense of humor about that structure. I wanted it to be inherently ridiculous so that you could still laugh at it, even though the themes were pretty dark. I wanted to sort of walk that line in the middle there somewhere.
Oh, you succeeded.
Thank you.
And two, will it ever be compiled and possibly put into print for purchase at any point?
I think if I was going to print it, what I'd want to do, I'd want to add more stuff. I feel like those chapters are good, but if I was gonna do something like that, because you can read it right now and it's fun, and Erica made an awesome frame for it, and it looks very cool on the page, right?
Yes.
She killed it on that. But if I was gonna print something like that and make you buy it, I would want to add a lot more stuff. But the first step, and I've already talked to Erica and Eric, which is Eric is the server guy. I'm gonna do like a director's cut of it that includes extra chapters and also includes mouse-overs that answers the questions that you have about certain passages.
Oh, that'd be great.
With spoiler type stuff and like where I set up certain punches in later episodes, like where the inkling of that starts. So that'll be the next thing. And as soon as I get back from here, I'm gonna start writing those, and then maybe in a month or so, you'll start to see that updated version up.
Great, thank you very much.
No problem.
I suppose this more applies to the PC than the console crowd, but do you think we'll ever reach a point where we'll see kind of the death of game publishing companies? I mean, with the recent success of games like Minecraft and a lot of indie developers on Steam, do you think we'll ever reach that point, or do you think there'll always be a place for publishing companies?
Yeah, I think that it depends on the scale of the product. I think that what's happened, and you're not wrong, what's happened is that indies have access to the world. I mean, that's real. No floppies, you know what I mean? Like, they have access to the planet in terms of selling that stuff and then through Steam, you know what I mean? But those games tend to be much smaller scale. Something like Black Ops, I mean, that's an eight-figure development cost. And when you're in that situation, somebody has to pay for that process. Whoa. Yeah. So I think that what's happened now is that we authentically have two tiers. I don't think that publishing is going to go away, but I think that there's an authentic space for indies.
Keep going. That's a really interesting point.
I'm having a bitchin' time here.
I'm glad.
This place is sweet. I just have one question. I'm sure you guys get it all the time.
Fire away.
What's the difference between jelly and jam?
Doesn't jam have seeds in it?
Here, do you know? Here, my wife will answer you.
Jam has chunks.
I thought it was I can't jelly my dick in your ass.
What did he say?
I don't know what that means.
I can't jelly my dick in your ass.
I can't jelly my dick.
Oh, but you can jam. I get it. That's pretty funny.
I don't think we have that on the West Coast. I think that we do something else with our
No, that's
dicks.
a good joke.
Yeah.
I like that.
Two things, I guess. When you've got writer's block and Penny Arcade is over,
on a weekly basis.
Yeah. What happens after that? Do you just break for a couple hours, then you see something and you get an idea and you text Mike and you're like, oh my God, I just got this great idea.
Under the best circumstances, that's what happens. What often happens is that we take naps under our desks. I mean it. I roll up my coat and I just crawl under my desk in the place of shame where I deserve. And I think about what I did. That's what happens most of the time. Because we have to get it done. We have to make a strip of some kind. It's getting progressively more yucky.
That's what happens when you're a writer, I guess.
It's true.
Also,
Yeah.
This is my first PAX.
Welcome.
Yes. So I'm not sure. Am I allowed to ask you to put things in the strip?
Oh yeah,
You
I
can
was just gonna
certainly
say,
ask.
No. Now this is very much a part of Create a Strip panel culture. This is totally normal.
So I'm an emissary from a relatively new fandom on the internet, and it's about something that's generally considered kind of girly. So whenever it gets brought up, we get made fun of.
I
or
can't wait
people
to
are
hear
like,
what this
I can't
is."
believe you like this, and we really want to. It's really kind of depressing, and I just want to ask to make up for this. Can you put a pony in the strip? Possibly a unicorn? I don't know. Maybe the DS game.
A pony fandom?
Yes. Well, My Little Pony. It's a surprisingly good
listen,
show.
I'm just trying to figure out the best place for this pony.
Well, Gabe could be playing My Little Sparkly Pony Adventure.
Just a little pony on the table?
Yes! Like that.
Hi, I have been trying to get into
Hold on.
All right. Thank you. I've been trying to get into D&D for about 2 years now.
Which D&D?
Any kind. I can't find anyone. I go to Rutgers, and I was hoping someone would say...
See? These are your people.
All right.
Can you help him?
Does anyone want to play D&D? I've never played before, and goes to Rutgers.
All right, listen, can someone fix this problem for him in the tabletop room? Can this happen today? Okay, wait, listen. What you need to do
Okay.
is leave the microphone,
All right.
wave your hands if you can run a game for him. You go over there, problem solved, love connection made.
Okay.
Welcome to PAX.
All right.
Take up the yoke. As MC Frontlot says, hone thy geekishness. Go to this arm waver
Okay.
and go in peace.
Thank you. And the strip is really good.
Thank you.
Hi
All
guys.
right, keep waving them. I love you so much. Oh, keep going. You gotta go. That's aerobic.
Hi guys. It's your second year here in Boston, and I hope you've enjoyed this city as
I
much
love
as
it.
the West Coast.
I don't know if it's weird. Okay, so Boston to me, like obviously physically it's much older, but Boston, the atmosphere of Boston feels similar to Seattle. I don't know, is that considered offensive out here?
Absolutely not.
Like for me, it's just, I feel so at home right away, just from the temperature. Oh, nice. That's actually really good.
I have a picture.
Do you have any of these at home?
I have a picture
Okay.
of the one I have at home.
But my question was about Poker Night at the Inventory, which we're very grateful that you allowed Tycho to be a part of that game.
I did.
And I
I talked to them, actually.
I want to know what your experience was with how much input you had on how Tycho should look, how he should move, how he should sound like, and just overall your experience of him playing with, other major...
I thought that was really interesting. So they sent me a script, and anything that I felt did not feel like Tycho, and there's no style guide. I don't know what that's supposed to be 100%. In repose. I don't know what that's supposed to be like 100% of the time, but I know when something is wrong.
Okay.
So when it comes up, I just went through the script, changed things that I thought were absolutely wrong,
Okay.
and tried to fix it, and then wrote new stuff where I thought it would be funny to put in. But as far as like the art and animations, like I think that we were curious what they would do, because animating them, I mean, that's not something that we think about a lot. You know what I mean? Nice. I mean, I think we were just as curious as you were. I actually, was it?
Hey, I'm drawn. Okay.
I actually suggested Chris Straub for Tycho's voice. I thought that he could have been very interesting in that. But I mean, he's also done a lot of work in the Blamimations, and so maybe that would be too much. I don't know. But I think he could have killed it.
Are you happy with the voice he had in the...
Yeah, I think it's neat. But I mean, I think that any time Tycho's voiced for a while, it'll probably be somebody different. I mean, I think that there's so many humans, and it's hard to find the right one sometimes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Hey, this is my first time at PAX.
Welcome aboard.
Glad to be here. Anyway, I was talking with a friend of mine, and he was going, the strip is funny, but I'm not seeing what the big deal is. And,
That's a great question.
And yeah, it got me thinking about it, and I'm like going, what does make Penny Arcade different? And I realized you guys kind of came at an early point where gaming culture wasn't really discussed at
It wasn't
all.
considered a coherent thing, I don't think.
Right, you had magazines about previews and reviews.
About product.
Right, but the opinions were purely professional opinions. I'm not But basically, that was what
That's
struck me. Is
That's
like,
interesting.
There were very few other things at the time. I wouldn't know the dates of like the early escapist issues
I
or
guess that's right.
Old Man Murray, but
Yeah. It's about gamers instead of games.
right, exactly. The idea of a
No,
gamer
that's right.
culture.
No, that's smart.
Yeah.
I'd never. Yeah. Again, we try not to think about it.
Too late. But I had a question, and that was earlier this couple months I was working on a role-playing game, and I was thinking, I've got this, basically hand-created game that I'm gonna give create a specialized copy for the, you two,
Fun.
and the, other people with Penny Arcade, and my friend is just like, don't do it. And he's like, it's just not, basically that's not ready. It could look a lot better.
It needs more
test
love.
more. Yeah. But my question for you is, if you were having a hand-created RPG, what would you want? And this is tabletop, by the way, and to be absolutely clear.
My favorite, I think that probably my favorite tabletop combat system is Burning Wheel. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, vaguely.
I'm
familiar with it, but
it won't be hard. I mean, it won't be hard to get a brisk education in the tabletop room, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But basically, it has a combat system that has a lot of surprises in it. It's a lot of double flips where people choose maneuvers that have relationships to each other. So there's almost like a board game table element right in the middle of this cool RPG. So I like surprises, basically.
Okay. Would you have any preferences for like thematics or settings or anything like that?
Oh man, typically we grab a system and then make our own themes. I mean,
Yeah.
for us, systems are just like the mechanisms, and then we like to tart them up. So,
Okay. That's about it.
thank you. Send us a mail.